You're hearing a lot about artificial intelligence programs in the news, apps like ChatGPT and programs made by Google and Facebook. But this morning, we go into the rapidly expanding field of AI therapy.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating. Younger generations are embracing AI chatbots because of the immediacy and low-cost convenience. Now, some groups, though, are calling for regulations. Here's Jeremy Hohola with a look at who is using it and what the professionals are saying.
We have mountains, craft beer, and Western heritage. But we also have a mental health crisis. More than 400,000 people in Colorado have reported needing mental health care, but not receiving it.
A lot of people are turning to AI for mental health support.
Enter artificial intelligence therapy, chatbots that can listen to you spill your guts or vent.
I'd be happy to help with that.
And they respond with human-like support. They're free or cheap and available 24/7.
Whenever I don't have access to my therapist or my friends, or I just want to think through something really quick, I just lean into AI.
27-year-old Isabel Gerardino is among a growing group of people using programs like ChatGPT for mental health support.
The biggest way that it has helped me is to take a step back and breathe and reflect and think through things before I respond to an email.
Artificial intelligence. When I say that word or those words, what do you think?
It's scary, exciting, confusing.
Dr. Tricia Hudson-Matthew is the chair of the Department of Human Services and Counseling at Metropolitan State University of Denver.
And I think in my profession, I'm not too worried with AI taking over our job. There is a human side to what we do. I think if I was in other professions, I might be a little bit more nervous.
Like a journalist?
Like a journalist.
If there's anything I can do to help.
But I think the personal side is what AI is not going to be able to give us. Even if eventually we have a robot sitting in front of us. That personal side, that personal connection.
But according to the first clinical study of its kind published in March, Dartmouth researchers found AI therapy bots have a positive impact. 106 participants used a phone-based chatbot, and those diagnosed with depression noticed a 51% reduction in symptoms.
I think a panic attack, AI can work. I think they can talk you down. They can give you some breathing exercises. They can help you count.
On the flip side, a new Stanford study suggests AI chatbots can be risky and may offer dangerous responses. The American Psychological Association is now calling for government regulation of chatbots that use words like therapy and marketing.
If you're calling yourself a therapist, which is a licensed term in most states, you're really putting people at risk of not questioning when something seems wrong, not listening to their gut. We already know people have a tendency to defer to automation bias, which is we trust the tech more than we trust ourselves. And in this case, you're just putting even vulnerable people at greater risk.
Who should not use AI for therapy?
Anyone with a serious diagnosis should not use AI for therapy.
Hello, it's Jeremy. How are you doing?
Hey, Jeremy. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
We decided to interview one of the most popular AI programs today, ChatGPT.
People often come to AI programs like me for help with everyday stress, anxiety, or feelings of loneliness.
Are you able to pick up if someone is experiencing a crisis?
I can recognize certain patterns or keywords that might indicate someone is in distress or experiencing a crisis, and I'll encourage them to reach out to a human professional or emergency services. However, I don't have the same capabilities as a trained professional to assess or intervene in real-time crises.
I found it interesting the chatbot repeatedly said it wasn't a replacement for real human therapy.
My support can be a useful immediate aid, but it's not a replacement for professional care.
It can be a tool to help us, but we have to come back to ourselves and use and trust and lean into our conscious, our critical thinking, our analytical skills, and human connection will never be replaced by technology.
For now, Colorado's Department of Regulatory Affairs, which licenses professional therapists, says there are no plans introduced or
legislation currently that would require chatbots to be licensed in Colorado. A spokesperson for the agency says they will continue to monitor this trend. So what a different world out there, isn't it, huh?
It's wild. And you were talking about, since you recorded that, even the voice for ChatGPT has gotten even better.
They keep improving it. It sounds like a real person when you talk to it. I mean, when you talk to it for a while, you forget that it's actually just a bunch of ones and zeros. It's a robot.
I mean, it sounded pretty real just then. And we were talking just a few minutes ago that you spoke with a lot of people that weren't quite willing to go on camera to talk about it, but you found a lot of folks are using this because it's a free, you said, or more inexpensive option to other talk therapy.
Yeah. I mean, we all know, like, if you need therapy, you have to schedule out, and sometimes you can't see a therapist for days or even weeks, and it's expensive. The average therapy cost is up to $200 and maybe even more in this country. These chatbots are free or cheap, so you can have it in your pocket if you're going through some sort of panic attack or you're having some sort of issue. You just whip it out, talk to it, and it'll give you some guidance. But there's also some risks there too, as we pointed out.
It's really interesting because last week I did a story about a Denver firefighter who, we know that firefighters in Colorado are now losing their mental health therapy funding, which is devastating for first responders. I had a bunch of first responders reach out and they say that they use AI therapy because that's just what they have to use.
Because that's all they have left, right? And some people are turning to it because human to face therapy is really good, but for some people it's really uncomfortable for them to sit down and spill their guts to a person because they fear judgment. They know when they're talking to a computer, there's no judgment from the computer. There's no judgment.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
We were talking about how that might be the case for people, who are worried about it being documented, anything that they may have like mental health wise. This way it's kind of anonymous.
One thing that it does do is, ChatGPT and other programs, they do retain your information. It has a memory, so it can remember things that you've told it months ago.
Wow.
Or maybe even a year ago. It'll remember things. So it'll ask you questions about, like, I remember, you told me this a few months ago.
Whoa, that's so crazy.
That is wild.
And you have to keep in mind that's not regulated either, like you mentioned.
At this point, it's not. The APA is calling for federal regulation that would fall under the Food and Drug Administration, and that's for programs that are specifically marketing themselves as therapy bots.
It is wild. It's
really
a good story.
New world.
Yeah.
Wild.
Jeremy, thank you.
Sure.